for as insane of a weekend as that probably is, at least there's some normalcy that we're back on a Monday.
I don't want to be here.
You know,
Um, Dude, this is the absolute worst Monday ever.
bro.
Um, because of everything. Welcome back on a Monday. It's the Legends Clubhouse. I am Bobby, the Yellow Ribbon Caboose,
The
as
yellow
always.
ribbon.
With my partner in crime, Lawson Turner. What's going on, man?
Bro.
You just gave some terrible news. I didn't know that happened, but
So
cool.
so to peek behind the curtain,
Fuck myself.
we were just talking about, like the Bills losing last night, which is insane, but Mr. Caboose here forgot or didn't realize that the Cardinals still ended up losing, which made me and I'm sure a thousand gabillion other gamblers also pretty upset because I had a beautiful 8 leg cooked up. It was, something light on it, but we use gambler math around here. Like example, whenever I go into my group chat and say, "Oh, I just lost out on 3 grand," Lawson, you bet 3 grand? No, it was $20, but gambler math. So fucking, it was just everything was lining up. I had Denver pulling off the upset, Tampa pulling off the upset, and it was just a beautiful slip. And I look over and it's 21-3 Arizona. I was like, okay, cool, I'm chilling. So as I'm sweating the Bucks game, Bucks come back and win. That, which I don't know if you tuned into any of that game. It was an offensive masterclass. Both quarterbacks were awesome, besides the last Sam Darnold pick. But then I hear my phone going off, bing, 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 and my boy Benidrick, shout out Benidrick, he's a big Cardinals fan, right? And so they jump up 21-3 early, and he's like, you know what? I know my team. I'm waiting for the dumb shit to start happening.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I hope not. And then so Kyler gets a weird intentional grounding where he just kind of flicked it forward, and then he had to go back in the locker room because it's 3rd and 9 at Tennessee, at like the Tennessee like 28 or something like that, and Kyler wasn't expecting the snap. Smacks him in the fucking head. Titans jump on it, and he has to go back to the locker room. And I'm like, bro's seeing Tweety birds and this entire Looney Tune ass game because once again, up 21, I think it was 21-6 at the time. All the running back had to do was just run through the end zone, drops at the 1, and then the play we highlighted right before going live was the Cam Ward pick 6, but to the wrong team or to his team
Mhm.
because pick, getting up, ball just slipped out, kicks off a player's foot, rolls in the end zone, touchdown Titans. Just how they drew it up.
Yeah, by the way, that interception that like cuz I saw you tweeted that on the new or like mentioned it on the new that was even a catch, dude. I feel like he didn't make a football play. Like it shouldn't have been an interception. It shouldn't have been a fumble and it shouldn't have been a touchdown.
Bro, it
Like
was.
wrong. It got fucking knocked out right away. Like it should have been an incomplete pass.
Well, he caught it and was getting up, and that's when he lost it, and he just lost it to nobody.
Like
It it
fucking
was
stupid.
it was so funny because when I showed it to my dad, he was like, "Did he try and pitch it?" I said, "Pitch it to who? To
Dude,
nobody."
it looked like he didn't even have control of it. That's why I'm like, I can't believe that actually stood. And I was like I said, he didn't make a football play. It was like bang bang as far as like him catching it and dropping it. Like it should have been an incomplete pass.
Bro,
Anyway,
it just and
I thought Cardinals lost. I picked them and the Rams for my 2 survivor picks, and guess what? They're both out, so I'm out. So thanks. Appreciate it. This is the first year that I've been in this pool that I haven't made it to the final 5.
damn, one
Now I'm
of
fucking
uh one of my boys also took the Cardinals, and right when he messaged me and said to the Cardinals, I was like, "Oh, that's a W." At the time they're cruising, but and I think Cam Ward at one point was like 8 for 21 passing, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ,
Eh, and then I took the Lions live, which I was so stupid, man. I had this whole plan figured out. Take the Lions or minus 10.5, put the house on it. They cover that. Well, I didn't get it in time, so I got minus 16.5. They didn't cover that, And I also took minus 23.5 like an idiot because I'm like, they're fucking rolling them. Dan Campbell doesn't fucking care. He fucking rolls up the score. And then fucking Jake Browning comes out second half looking like fucking Joe Montana, finding fucking wide open receivers and shit for, let's just leave the best receiver in the league fucking wide fucking open
Mm-hmm.
and let him score a couple touchdowns. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, I was so mad, so mad. So I am retired for betting for a while. I think until basketball season, until we get into full swing,
Mm-hmm.
and you can start giving me props, and we can start winning, making some money off of that. But as far as football betting right now, I am done. Um,
Dude, that shit was
and
crazy.
we even hit the Scooble over last night with the 18 and a half outs, and then I tried to roll that into a Buffalo win, and Buffalo just screws me.
It,
Buffalo John can go fucking suck a dick, dude. What's up with you? You have 15 seconds or whatever left of the game, and you just throw it 12 yards in the middle of the field, and then you just you just whatever, dude. Don't even try. Don't
it,
even try to get into field goal range when you have Matt Prater that can hit a fucking 70-yard field goal, but you throw it to the 30 and just kneel it basically. So
mm-hmm.
go fuck yourself, Buffalo John.
That game was so just crazy too because if if Buffalo is that team, which I believe they are, my expectations were go in, set the tone early, and kind of just pull away gradually as the
Hmm.
game goes on. Like example, you be up 10-3 after the first quarter, and then 17-6, and then just continue
Hmm.
to slowly pile it on. But I will say one thing, and I don't know if it was because Christian Gonzalez came back, but that Patriots defense looked pretty good. I thought they did a great job as too, and I thought they did a great job when it comes to the Josh Allen make shit up plays because
Hmm.
there are like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes a couple years ago, and or well, Mahomes has the capability of doing this, but he hasn't need to get in his bag where line's doing a good job. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna roll this way. I'm gonna roll this way, jerk back this way, and right over the sideline, just huck it 30 yards on the field. And
Yeah.
they did a really good job of just limiting. One of the more impressive things, like despite the defense playing excellent, I thought their offense was great because how do we stop these elite offenses? Because essentially, it's very hard to play defense when these quarterbacks are as talented and as skilled as they are. The best defense sometimes is a good offense to where I can just keep that guy on the sideline, and I thought New England did an excellent job, especially in like right when because Buffalo tied it with what like 6 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go.
Something like that. Yeah, and then
Hmm.
the Patriots worked it down the field for a field goal with
Yeah, like
like
20 seconds left.
yeah, 20 seconds left, and I was hoping for a miss, but the rookie kicker hit a
Hmm.
52-yarder, and I was like, "Well, we still have Josh Allen, right? Let me chuck it 30 yards down the field, near the sideline." I thought that was gonna happen. I thought he was gonna, get a completion, and then we could kick a long field goal and see what happens, but it
Yeah,
didn't, and it broke my heart. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm done betting for a little bit because. You know, I need money.
it was because I need money. It was also so funny because when people were hitting me up like, okay, what is like everyone's got their lock slip. I'm like, this weekend's kind of funky. Like a lot of the matchups are just really bizarre to like,
Hmm.
especially like the closing line spread. Like the most freest thing out for the entire weekend, as opposed to obviously like Detroit money line or like Colts money line to where they would just beat up on these inferior teams. When the closing line was Houston minus 2.5, I'm like, oh, that's the freest line all weekend long. You have,
Hmm.
you're missing 20 combined Pro Bowlers from the Ravens, and this is not, and CJ Stroud looked, exceptional.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what else to say. I didn't watch much football this weekend. I
Hmm.
was traveling, and then when I got home, I watched the Cowboys Jets game because it was on. Fell asleep to that, and then watched my Lions dominate in the first half, and then be punk ass bitches in the second half, and not wanna run up the score and shit. So,
Well, to
but
go ahead.
Yeah, and I was shocked that the Tigers won on Saturday night.
I was just about to go into that.
That was nice. But then they waste the school start, so it's like, okay, you're back to 1-1, like that
Hmm.
you probably expected to be at after the school start, but you would have probably reversed the games. Um, Dude, we could have put them. We could have had an opportunity to put them away pretty easily because
Hmm.
Scooble's scheduled, I think, to pitch the second and the fifth game. But
Assuming it goes 5.
yeah, assuming it goes five. But now, man, I think that we squeaked out a game, first game. I don't think we're gonna win another game in this series. It's
It's
just timely hitting, dude. We're leaving too many guys on base.
and it's
Scott Harris is a genius of not adding a bat at the deadline. Great,
hmm
dude. Thanks for wasting our fucking time and having these 4A players not be able to fucking hit when there's a guy in in scoring position, or even to hit like make contact to hit a fly ball for a sacrifice.
Cause dude, it seems to me like the Tigers they don't realize. Oh wait, if in order to get on base, we got to put the bat on the ball through the first like 4 innings.
Mhm.
It's a lot of weak contact. There's not a lot of like, could that ball carry? But it's I was thoroughly impressed with how you guys looked in game one to still squeak it out,
Mhm.
and
Carry
then
Bonds.
carry fucking bonds. And then when it comes down to like the Scooble starts, um, after Seattle lost game one, I was like, they have to win, you know, 3 of the next 4, and you're gonna face Scooble twice. So
Right.
that to me is the that's the Tiger saving grace, is that, assuming it goes the distance, you're still going to get the best pitcher in baseball on the mound, in which if he can
Yeah.
put up 2 and/or 3 runs. But you've brought this up that Scooble, and I have to a certain extent, that he's willing to go after batters, and not that it bit him in the ass, because that's who he's going to be till
Mhm.
till he eventually hangs it up. It might be 10 years from now,
Right.
whenever. But the Jorge Polanco hitting, those 2 home runs, I was like, damn, because it's like they're not gaining any traction. Now, it's not the worst thing that happened of a solo home run,
Mhm.
but the fact that it seems like a lot of them are not predictable pitches, but it's, against Jorge, who's, a switch hitter, it's inside in his swing house.
Yeah. Um, and without Kerry Bonds hitting dude, I can't believe his stats against George Kirby. Like he's like 5 for 11, and all 5 hits are home runs. It's unbelievable,
Hmm.
or it's something like that. I know every single hit he's gotten off him is a home run, which is absolutely insane. Talk about like a hitter dominating a pitcher,
Yeah.
as you possibly could. But yeah, yesterday, it's the same story that we've been dealing with the last month and a half, dude. Runners in scoring position, can't bring them in, can't get timely hitting. Um, at this point, it is what it is, and if the Tigers aren't hot that day, then you can't win scoring 0 runs. I know it was going to be 2-0 until they tied it up yesterday. I forget who tied it up. Someone didn't someone hit a home run yesterday?
It was a two
Uh,
run double. I'll check really
oh,
quick.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was the Torque. Spencer Torkelson
yeah.
hit the 2 run double, and then the bottom of that exact same inning, Julio Rodriguez would hit that 1 run double, and that'd be the go ahead.
So, man,
Huh?
if the Tigers do advance, they might get buzzsawed anyway by the Toronto Blue Jays because these guys are
Jesus Christ.
absolutely fucking going crazy. Vlad with a grand slam yesterday, going up
Mhm.
12-2. I think it ended up 12-7.
13 to
But
7, yeah.
fuck, dude. Yeah, they dominated game one. They pretty much dominated game two, and Tuesday could be the end of the Yankees season. Don't know who's on the mound. Don't really care. When Toronto's putting up that many runs, you're not gonna win.
Dude, when I first, realized that okay, that the Yankees might be cooked in Game 2, Toronto threw out a rookie out there, and he had 3 strikeouts in the first inning, and I was like,
Mhm.
okay, this is going to be a problem. And you look
Uh,
yesterday, he went 5 1/3 and struck out 11, and his only walk was in the first inning to Aaron Judge. So it's like
mhm.
throwing out rookies and getting these awesome performances. Now, like when the Yankees threw out Schlittler in game, what was that, 3 of the wild card round? I th- I think it was game 3, yeah, because the wild card only goes 3. And he struck out, what was it, 11 in 8 innings.
Mhm.
It's like these the postseason will always find these unlikely heroes.
Right. And the thing with throwing out a rookie out there, you're either getting you're either getting something that doesn't have a lot of tape, and you know you could fool these batters and they have no idea what's coming, or you can shake the rookie, and he may get a little bit of a little bit of humbling, from
Hmm.
the playoffs. Jackson Joe went out there last year for the Tigers. Um, didn't do so great, did okay. But you have somebody, like you said, you have some of these pitchers, like even like Melton for the Tigers on Saturday. I mean, he
Hmm.
pitched really well. He's a rookie. You get your stuff on center stage, man. But um, in the first round in the wild card, Cleveland threw out that DeLalter. He's a center fielder.
Hmm.
First career at bat in the postseason. His first start, routine fly ball just hits him in the glove and fucking pops out, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's 100% nerves and shit. And dude, like, you somewhat take a risk of doing that because if the guy isn't mentally strong. I mean, you have to be a baseball player, but
Hmm.
man, that could really fuck with you if you really fuck up in the playoffs, and cost your team a series or a game or whatever. And then you kind of, okay, that's my rookie. That's how I'm gonna start my. Okay, I guess it can only go up from here, or I'm just gonna be a fucking clown and suck
Hmm.
ass and just, I don't want to play anymore. I want to take my ball and go home.
I'm gonna take my ball and go home.
I'm gonna go
It-
just play softball and a rugby.
Slow pitch, softball, not fast pitch,
Mm-hmm.
slow pitch. But yeah,
Is the way to go.
slow pitch is the way to go. It amazed me with how much talent is in this. Like, if there was another high scoring series, I assumed it would be Blue Jays, Yankees, because I mean, it's it's so tough due to the Yankees are a lot of feast or famine. Like, you have arguably the MVP on your lineup, and it's not due to lack of talent. Like Ben Rice, Jazz Chisholm, Giancarlo Stanton for what he is in the stage of his career. Like, you got a lot of just heavy bats, but like you've said for weeks, there's something when it comes to putting the ball in play, good things happen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially in the playoffs, man. Like even yesterday, like the way the Tigers I think got two on, when they did score, they hit like a hard ground ball to first. It ricocheted off of um Josh Naylor, and he whoever hit it was able to beat it out.
Hmm.
And then they were able to hit a two-run double to tie the game. So yeah, if you put the ball in play, especially in a high emotional um, you know, uh, game or situation, people dudes have to make those plays too. Like, it's not just the hitter with the nerves. Like, you're probably out there. I'm sure there's some guys out there that, probably not at the major league level, but could be if they're not. Very defensively sound. They could be thinking, "Don't hit it to me! Don't hit it to me!" Just like the onside kick, like, "Don't kick it to me! Don't kick it to me! Don't kick it to me!"
I don't
Because
want
I'm gonna.
I don't want to be the guy that turns into the memes. Who he's known in NFL for infamy. It was the Packers player against Seattle in the playoffs that kind of stole it from Jordy Nelson because Jordy Nelson was right there and he undercut him. It was some tight end. It's his name is slipping me, but yeah, it's like I don't want to be known for that moment.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
some players are just
But anyway,
ready for it,
even
huh? Huh?
I didn't even get to ask you what you did over the weekend because you wanted to jump into stupid Cardinals right away.
I mean, I'm not. You know what? Let me go into it. I'm not surprised much in sports or shocked or anything like that due to the anything that can happen. There was one game in particular on Saturday night that shocked me, and that just kind of set the tone for the entirety of the weekend. Penn,
Air Force?
Penn Air Force, Penn State as a 20, what was it, 5.5, 23.5 favorite and losing
Yeah,
to a winless UCLA team. That
yeah.
that is that if I was the athletic director, I would sit James Franklin down and be like, "What the hell is our problem?"
Hmm.
Because you have someone who coming in the year in Drew Aller, who if he continues his progression, he'll be a top 5 NFL draft pick. It's This year's been
Yeah.
funky for projected quarterbacks because like Cade Klubnik up and down,
Arch.
Arch. That was another one. It's playing in the swamp is hard in general, but for Arch to look like that,
Yeah.
it was almost as if he was going against Ohio State all over again. But it just it amazed me as to because entering the season I thought it would be Texas Penn State for the Natty. I'm like, okay, you have these two programs that are continuing to rise and invest money into your teams, and it's like, well,
Possible number one and number two draft picks in
dude,
the
for real.
2026 draft,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, 100%, dude. I told you at the beginning of the college football season, I was like, if uh it's just storybook if Texas would go on to win the national championship, Arch Manning gets picked number one to the New Orleans Saints, and lives up to his grandfather, I believe, who played,
Mm-hmm.
Archie, whatever, played for the Saints, and it would just come full circle. But anyway, so yes, very disappointing Saturday night. I'm assuming that you just watched football all day because you don't leave the house.
No, it's weekends are for football, and yeah, weekends are for football, and nothing else matters. I'm kidding. There are other things that matter. But so yeah, what did you do over the weekend?
Um, so I was, as you know, on Friday I was via satellite up in northern Michigan.
In space?
If you look at the mitten, it was like,
The mitten?
I don't know if I'm the right way via the camera and shit. I don't know. Well, if you're looking at the mitten, right, just pretend if it's backwards, whatever. We were like up here,
Mm-hmm.
and like I live down here, so
Ah.
um, you know, so we went up there. Thursday night, did the show remotely there. As soon as we got off, I went and played my 9 holes of golf because I had a rain check for a course up there. So I did that. Finished 9 holes in about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, because I was the first one
Mm.
on the golf course. It was very nice. Um, and it was very peaceful. And I did that. So then we came back, got some lunch. My girl had to work remote for the rest of the day. So I was. Um, just kind of chilling while she was finishing up work. I think I took a nap, maybe. I don't know. But so Saturday,
Oh God.
we go to this ski resort, or usually it's a ski resort, but they have like a little town and shit. So they
Mm.
have this thing called Sky Bridge, right? And my girlfriend was telling me prior to our trip, like, hey, I would really want to do this Sky Bridge. I think we could get nice pictures, blah 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 blah. It'd be something for us to do out of the ordinary. Okay, perfect. So we go to this ski resort thing with the Sky Bridge, and we have to buy tickets for it. It's like $25 each. You're like, okay, whatever. So my girlfriend, she's a little bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to rides or things and stuff. And I have a fear of heights as well. So like I can tolerate it a little bit better than her. But like even like going on like water slides and shit that I love, I fucking hate walking up the stairs to get to the slide. Once I'm on the slide, I'm fine, but
It's
like
the
I hate
buildup of
walking
just
stairs.
walking slowly and then
I
looking down.
Yes, I hate feeling the wind. Like I just it sucks when you're at high. It just I don't like it.
Mm.
I don't like when the you can start feeling the wind between the steps of the going up the water slide or
Uh-huh.
whatever. Anywho, um, we are we are taking the ski lift up to the top of the mountain to get to this bridge, and I'm picturing like a solid bridge. Maybe if you know the area that we were in, it could possibly like when you think of it, I'm like, okay, maybe it's a tall bridge that opens up for ships because there's a lot of water out there, and there's areas that happens anyway. Okay, so we take this what's it called? I just said it. The
Like ski lift?
ski lift,
Mhm.
ski lift up, and my girlfriend's freaking out from the ski lift, and I'm like, it's the ski lift, and she's like, we're high, blah 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 blah. We're about like 40, 50 feet above the
Yeah.
ground, and I'm like, this isn't even bad. So she's like clenching onto my arm. After we take a nice little picture, she like starts clenching on my arm, digging her nails into my arm, which I'm like, ow,
Ow.
and she's got her eyes closed the whole time. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we get to the top,
Mhm.
and that, that part was easy, like whatever. So we go over this bridge, and I'm thinking it's like a solid structure, like fucking just cement all the way across, and you just walk across it, right? Nope, I couldn't be more wrong. It was a fucking like suspension bridge. I'm not even sure if that's the right type of bridge it was, but it
Mhm.
was held up by a bunch of cables, and it was basically like if you ever seen like fucking shows where they're like in the middle of the wilderness, like it might as well been like fucking wooden blocks and fucking just rope across. uh
Did it look like the bridge from Indiana Jones: The Temple of Doom at the end?
yeah, it was constructed a little bit better than that, but
Same
it
concept.
might as well been that, dude.
Yeah.
So we go over, we're like, all right, let's do this. This
Mhm.
bridge is like 1,800 feet across, and it's like 200, at least 200 feet in the air.
Mhm.
So you're going in between two fucking hills, and so we start on it, and when we first start, there's about 200 people on it, I bet. So we start walking, we get about an eighth, and I start feeling the wind, and I'm like looking around, and I look down, and I'm like, dude, fuck this. Like, fuck this. Like,
Right.
I'm not doing this. Like, I tell my girlfriend, I'm like, let's fucking turn back. I'm not doing this. Um, so we turn back, and she's like, yeah, I didn't realize it was gonna be like this. And I was like, you were afraid of the ski lift. Like, how are you gonna do this?
I'm afraid of the 1,800-foot drop off the bridge.
Well, it was like a 200-foot drop off the bridge, but like the bridge was 1,800 feet
Oh yeah,
long.
yeah,
Unless you have to walk. So we get off and we walk around and we're like, okay, let's see what's on the other side of the bridge,
yeah. Mhm.
So we go on the other side of the bridge. There was like some music, some like, what are they called? Food trucks and shit. People getting drinks and stuff over there. And I was like, look, I go, we can either walk back around or take the bridge across and it's a shortcut. And I was like, let's face our fears. We paid for these tickets. Let's go on
I'm
this
gonna
fucking
I'm
bridge.
gonna get my money's worth.
Yeah. So when we decided to go back across,
Mhm.
like I said, there was about 200 people on the first time. There's about 50 people on the time, when we started going back across. So I was like, okay, there's less people on it. I feel a little safer because there's less people. Well, guess what? Guess what happens to a bridge like that when there's less people on it?
Weeble wobble.
It fucking sways more in the wind. So we're walking across this, and I'm like, we have to do this. Like I am. So I'm like, all right, just keep moving forward. She's behind me, like she's like kind of freaking out. This time I'm like, okay, gotta get across this bridge, whatever. So we start walking,
It's like an
doing fine,
this is like an adventure movie.
doing fine, dude. We get to about the halfway point. I look down, and guess what? They have about 4 panels of the thing. Like it's probably the size of my table a little bit. probably a little long. Probably
Like,
5 foot slates that are in each thing.
about yay wide.
Four of them, are glass, so you can look down.
Well,
And
yeah.
I'm like, you can already look down, dude. The other ones are crated. It's not like you need glass.
That's
So to
that's like
that
those
point,
balconies on those. Oh, I'm sorry. I was about to say it's kind of like those balconies that are
oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, like in the
Mhm.
skyscrapers. Yeah,
Mhm. Like
yeah, absolutely.
like fuck no and fuck you, dude. I'm not walking on
Yeah.
those.
So I'm looking at it, I'm like, fuck. I go, she's a couple feet behind me. And I go, well, here's the glass plates. And she's like, what? And then she looks out, she's like, oh, hell no. And I'm like, well, it's a halfway point. So it's either go back or, go for it. I mean, you're
Either
going to
we're
go the
finna go
same.
this way or we're finna go this way.
Yeah. So I'm like, fuck it, dude. I just fucking stand out I fucking kind of start walking brisk walk. And she started calling my name. She's like, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. And I didn't hear her. And I just kept walking. So she's like, fuck. So she had to just keep walking. And so
That's
we
funny.
conquered our fear. We got through the fucking bridge. But dude, we were both like, all right, I think we're set on that. I don't think we have to do that again in our lives. But it was definitely like there were some people that were like, man, I need a drink. So like we weren't the only ones that were like a
Kind of
little
freaking out
hesitant
about
about
it.
this.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we were
I just.
wondering like,
Mm.
I mean, we were wondering how many times a year does someone go like walk across the bridge and like freeze as far as like just get like fucking terrified and just
Their
like curl
anxiety
up in
just makes them stop.
they're like, I don't want to leave. I don't want, just hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the protocol is for that. Like, I was joking around with my girlfriend saying that they were going to get a giant cherry picker or get like a helicopter to come get her if she, but I'm sure
Uh-huh.
some of the workers are like trained to like,
Yeah.
do something. But dude, it was, it was a little bit of a scary experience.
That's where all the
But I
bars are. They're on the all the bars and stuff are on the other side. So when you walk across and get stressed, I need a fucking drink.
Yeah. No, we saw plenty of people that were like just chugging drinks before they went on it because they were like, scared or whatever.
They need
There
a
was
little bit of
one,
that liquid courage.
yeah, there was one kid that was about probably 5 years old that I think kind of froze because his dad was just holding him on the bridge and like trying to calm him down and like telling him everything's gonna be okay while they're swaying in the wind.
Well, we're
Which I was like, maybe you
swaying
should take,
in the wind.
maybe they should maybe you should take him off the bridge. I don't know.
Come, come back when he's maybe, I don't know, 8. When
You're
he,
right. Well, like too, like
uh,
the wooden stuff like against the bridge, like the wood, the giant pieces of wood that like are kind of part of the rail.
mhm.
They're only up to my like shoulder or so. So like, I'm 6'2", so I do have decent height. But like, if I was like any taller, I'd even freak out more because I'm like, fuck, dude, I could just like someone could clothesline me over this and eliminate me from the Royal Rumble of life. you know like
That's
fuck it, hey
so
dude.
funny.
But then so after we go on the bridge, like I was like, all right, let's take the ski lift down. My girlfriend was too scared to take the ski lift down, so we had to walk down, which was like a mile walk, and I was not happy about it because at least we weren't walking downhill, or we weren't walking uphill, we were walking downhill, so it was a little better. But man, my legs were fucking killing me after.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we did on Saturday.
Yeah, that's
And then
fucking
Sunday,
insane.
yesterday we traveled back, and
Mhm.
watched some football, and then watched my Tigers lose 3-2.
Mm. It may it makes us sad when our teams lose. But
Especially when you lose money and you can't bet anymore. That's really disappointing because that
it's
was
really
going to be my
sad.
main source of income for a little bit, and now it's not going to be.
Oh,
Sad tears, sad tears indeed.
really sad tears. Um, to to jump on a team that looked just as dominant as ever on Saturday, dude.
The Saints.
When the Saints Saturday in
Oh,
baseball.
oh,
So I don't know if you caught wind of what was going on in in the Brewers game, but
oh! crushed the Cubs like right away, didn't they?
Dude, who was it? Okay, so it was what's your name? Matt Bush? Michael Bush. Michael Bush hit a Matt Bush.
Matt Bush, Mike
Matt
Bush,
Bush.
Mark Bush,
Some
whatever.
some kind of Bush. Uh,
George George W. Bush.
George W. Bush. Michael Bush hit a home run, at the top of the first, kind of lead things off, and I was like, okay, well, it's the Freddie Peralta, once again, really good pitcher, but willing to go after guys and smack immediately. I was like, oh, okay. Well, the Cubs bats have carried on, and then just
Hmm.
bottom of the fucking first, 6 runs immediately, and I'm like, oh my God, the Brew Crew is going insane.
Yeah.
They got Matthew Boyd out of there at at 2/3 of an inning pitched,
Mhm.
and right when they pulled him, I mean,
They
granted,
did that shit to Darvish too, man. They got him out like the
dude,
first or second.
immediately, and when Matthew Boyd walked off the mound, to go back to dugout, I'm like, this is gonna fuck their bullpen the rest of the series,
Mhm.
however long it goes, because uh, not only do starters have they have the assignment of just as a normal starter give up 3 or less, kind of go 5 6, we'll see, but you just need to eat up innings.
Yeah. No, and two, like speaking of that is that made the Scooble bet last night over the 18.5 innings
Mm,
the easiest fucking bet in the world because
dude,
the day before it's a bullpen day. They don't want to burn through the bullpen. Scooble probably if say Scooble let up 7 runs in the first,
still down
they
6.
they're still going 6 innings. Like,
Yeah.
it might be out of it, but you're not going to do that every inning.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to ride you out, and you're going to probably pitch 7 unless your pitch counts at like 100. So
Yeah.
or 150 or whatever. I don't know, but yeah, um, but yeah, the Cubs or the Brewers are looking pretty good. Um,
Dude, it was fucking
Toronto's
ridiculous.
looking pretty good. The Dodgers are looking pretty good.
Dude, you want to talk about a crazy game? So, let me tell you my story about this game. So, so I put in a little 3 leg for it was the I live took the Dodgers when it was still 0-0 in the bottom of right after like the second inning. I was like, okay,
I
you
didn't see anything to do with this game. I don't even know who won. Did the Dodgers win?
let me get there.
All right.
so so I put in a bet. Um, the Dodgers to win, and it was right after the top of the second. And I was like, okay, the Dodgers Phillies. This game's gonna be really great and interesting to watch. But I want to see how like both pitchers, Christopher Sanchez and Shohei, both looked awesome in the first inning,
Mhm.
and Sanchez gave up a little bit of traction at the top of the second, but I was like, okay, the Dodgers will slowly eat into him. Right after I placed it, Shohei immediately gives up 3 runs in the bottom of the second. I was like, oh, great. Like, that could not have been any worse for me. Like, I literally live bet in between the second inning, in the middle of it, and
Yeah.
Shohei immediately 3 runs. I'm like, oh, great. And then it's scoreless, 3 through 5, and then the Dodgers get 2 back in the top of the sixth, and then Mister Mister Playoffs, Mister October, uh, Teoscar Hernandez hit a three run homer in the top of the seventh, and so they end up winning 5-3. But it was just funny how right after I place a bet, Shohei immediately gives up 3 runs, and now I'm fucking biting my nails for the next 4 or 5. I mean, the rest of the game. But
Yeah.
like it's a that series is gonna be awesome just due to the pure star power, and I was not disappointed in game one.
Hmm. Yeah. That's one series that I want to watch. I will be checking out game 2 today,
Mm-hmm.
whatever time that starts.
six
Um,
uh
but
6:08 Eastern Standard Time, and the pitchers are Blake. It's a lefty matchup. It's Blake Snell against Jesus Luzardo, and both giving up sub 200 batting averages to the opposing team's lineup. So we'll see how that
yeah,
goes.
yeah. I mean, we'll see if Otani can hit a leadoff home run, or dude. Teoscar Hernandez has to be. They have to nickname him Mr. October Jr. I mean, or something like that, or the second.
Dude, his
After
playoff stats are
Jackson.
insane.
This is unreal. And it'll be fun to see if the Dodgers and the Blue Jays can make the World Series because Teoscar's old team and stuff like that, and see if plenty of storylines there. So, but yeah, dude, he just fucking rakes in the playoffs. He absolutely rakes.
Like, even though they've only played 3 games, game 1 against the Reds, 3 for 5, 2 home runs, 4 ribbies, and then in game 2, 1 for 5, 2-run double, and then in game 1 on Saturday, the 3-run homer in the top of the 7th with 2 outs. Like I feel as if none of his clutch hits are like 2 on, 1 out. It's like
Yeah,
you're the last bat of the inning. If you don't reach, it doesn't get extended, and it's just big time players make big time plays, and it's just
dude, that's
it's
all I do is make big plays.
oh,
So thank
I was about to say it's like it's as if he's waiting bats. But I got a question because you're a baseball guy. Does corking your
you.
bat do anything? Like, is it
Yeah.
like? Do you want to go
Absolutely. 'Cause, like, so, corking your bat, like
for
it's
people who
with
don't know what corking your bat means?
like you're basically putting, because the bat, it's basically putting more like compression in your bat.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, like the balls will launch like farther or whatever. It definitely does something. Sammy Sosa claimed that he used to use one for batting practice, and then it broke in a game, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
The
And
corks
he's like,
flew all
"Oh,
over the.
I used the wrong bat." Yeah, okay. I don't speak English.
Speak
But
English.
yeah, it definitely helps, dude. It's
Mm-hmm.
basically just putting like it's basically putting a spring in your bat, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's compressing everything like for like softball, because I can relate it to that because I've played softball. Like it's basically like you can shave your bat, which you have to take top off. You actually shave it from the inside so it has more of the core and it hits, dude, the shit would launch if you used like a corked or shaved
Uh-huh.
bat in softball. Like,
It's
um, I've seen dudes hit um softballs with a shaved bat that they hit a line drive, say at the pitcher, it would go if you're the hitter and I'm facing you,
mm-hmm.
it would go to the right side of me and curve all the way around and go on the left side of second base.
It's ridiculous.
That's how much movement that shit can have. Like if you just get a hold of it and barrel the bitch up. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, absolutely, corking will help with anything. And those torpedo bats too. I don't even know if those are a thing anymore. They were like a thing for the first 2 weeks of the season, and they never made a big deal about them like after. But you're basically putting the sweet spot wherever is best for the hitter. It's like custom as far as where you like to hit. In the placement of the bat, you
Yeah.
put the sweet spot at. So, but yeah, torpedo bats and corked.
Yo.
Why do you bring up bats?
Oh, I, because I was gonna say it's almost as if Teoscar Hernandez's bat weighs a little more,
Oh
and 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 then it sparked. I'm like, wait a minute, motherfuckers used to like genuinely take a Dremel and drill down it and genuinely stuff it.
what you want to hear something fucked up, man?
Mhm.
Teoscar Hernandez is killing these baseballs, just like 4 years ago, cancer killed my mom today. So it's the 4 year anniversary of my mom's death date today. Yeah, it's
I,
gonna be a little rough day, dude.
I,
I honestly I was thinking about asking you not to do the show today and doing it tomorrow, but I was like, no, fuck it, I'll do it today.
I, 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 I can't believe that's how you just.
Oh,
He's
I transitioned, man.
like, bro, what? He said he's killing these baseballs. You know what also kill?
Yeah, my mom cancer killed my mom 4 years ago. So
That's
you know,
crazy.
Mr. October,
You said what?
Mr. October.
Insane.
Yeah, man.
It.
So
Yeah.
yeah, dude. 4 years ago, it'll be in about an hour. About 4 years ago, at about 9:15, I was working at
Damn.
UPS. And we were about to leave the building, dude. I was about to have a shitty ass day. I was on a route that I didn't know or didn't like,
Mhm.
and my truck just looked like a fucking bomb exploded inside. Like the loader fucking sucked. I was trying to organize stuff as much as possible before leaving the building. My brother calls me, and we were literally about to like head out, and my
Mhm.
brother calls me and he's like, yeah, man, mom passed away. I'm like, okay. She was in hospice, so like it was expected. And I went to my center manager, who was a complete bitch. But she was actually, how can you not be sympathetic with somebody? So I was
Right.
like, oh, hey, my mom just passed away. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She's like, I go, no, it's okay. It was expected. And she's like, obviously, you
Go
can
do what you gotta
leave.
do.
Like, yeah, I got someone that could fill in. I'm like, okay, perfect. And she was like, are you okay to drive and all that? I go, yeah, So I had to meet my family up at the funeral home and get that arrangements and all that. And I still remember being like in my UPS uniform
That's
during
crazy.
that, and coming back home, and my sister making all the phone calls. Um, yeah, a little bit of a weird day, man. A little bit of a weird day.
That's fucking nuts, dude. Cause like it's kind of not. Let me think of how I want to word this. It's interesting as to how like certain days and stuff will just, and for the most part it is tragedy that just you can remember every second of. Like example,
Right.
I remember the day my boy I remember the day my boy's mom passed away, because I was super close with him over like the
Mhm.
game and stuff. And I remember shooting him a text like, hey, are you gonna get on? And he called me and he said, um no, probably not, and I don't know when next time I'm gonna be on. I just found my mom like 10 minutes ago. I was like, oh my fucking god, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's.
Luckily for us, it was expected. Like,
So you could kind of mentally and emotionally start to prepare.
yeah. So take you back to 2021. June, I think it was, we found out that she had about 6 months to live.
Hmm.
Um, and it was kind of like she just went for a routine physical. Um, at one point, she had a doctor that was ready to retire and was kind of just passing patients through. So she was switching doctors. At the time, I was on workers' comp. I had gotten hurt at UPS I was on workers' comp for about 2 months. So I had to see a doctor for my leg, and I didn't have like a family doctor. I didn't have my own physician. So my mom suggested this guy that's right around the corner, who I still go to. And she's like, let me know how he is, because I have to change doctors because this guy's retiring, and I don't
Hmm.
feel like he's doing a really good job anymore. So I go to him. The doctors were, of course he's really nice, blah blah blah. I wouldn't think most doctors would be like dickheads. So I told my mom, I was like, "Hey, you should go see this guy. He seems to be okay. He did what I needed him to do, as far as like, um, give me my doctor's note so I could return to work when I needed to."
Hmm.
Um, and she went in for a physical. Um, he was basically like, when was the last time someone touched your stomach? And she's like, I don't know. She was complaining about like food not settling in her
Hmm.
stomach. She could kind of just feel it just sitting there. And she was always like a heavy set woman. So, it wasn't like, you could tell anything was wrong. Well, he felt her stomach, and there was a size of a football, um, tumor in her stomach. So they did some they did some X-rays and stuff, and they found out, and they called her that night and was like, "Hey, you have to go downtown to the cancer center, like immediately." So her and my dad go down there, and they find this tumor in her, and they couldn't remove it because the football-sized tumor was it swallowed the artery, the main artery from your thigh to your heart, and that was in the middle of it. So they couldn't remove it because they couldn't cut it
Right.
out because of that artery. So they gave her like 6 months to live. They started chemo treatments and stuff. So we knew she didn't have much time. I wish we wouldn't have gone through the chemo because it aged her like 20 years
Mhm.
in 3 months, 4 months. Um, and at that point, like, why not just live out your life? Give
Yeah.
me some pain, give her some painkillers to make her feel comfortable, and then just
Mhm.
whatever. But no, not that I'm thankful that because obviously I'm not thankful that she's gone, but I'm thankful that kind of how we found out because
Mhm.
like unlike like a car crash or something or like your buddy finding his mom,
Yeah.
10 minutes prior to like we had a little bit of time to like kind of digest it and
Mentally,
you know
emotionally, everything prepare for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so um leading up to that moment, it was tough. But like when it actually happened, I was like, okay, well, we expected this to happen. No, not
It's
many
still
people make it out of
surreal, you
hospice.
know. Yeah.
Thing, so she was in hospice for like 6 days before she passed.
Yeah,
Um,
I think when they put my mom's mom in hospice, she was there for like 2-3 weeks. And there are a lot of people,
yeah,
and a lot of people are like, it's insane you're in hospice for 2-3 weeks because normally that's where you're in like your last couple days, they're just keeping you comfortable and all that stuff. And yeah, like
yeah.
when my
I
mom's,
had gone, I had gone there,
mm,
pretty much every day. For the first, like, she was probably in there for a little longer than a week. I
yeah,
want to say I went there almost every day, and then there was one day. It was the Saturday before because it was a Wednesday that she passed. It was a Saturday before. Um, I went up there with my sister. My sister had gotten a one-way ticket to. She lives in Jersey, so she came out here and got a one-way ticket, and I think it was um, Saturday or Sunday morning, maybe Sunday morning, because I may have stopped there before bowling, just to give her some fresh fruit or whatever.
yeah,
And she was barely talking, she was barely awake. She could only say like one or two words at a time. And so I not that me and my sister like made a pact or anything, but we both kind of talked about it. It was like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna go back. Just because
you don't
we
want
didn't
that
want
to be
to
the
like
last.
that.
Hmm.
Yeah. And we kind of said our goodbyes already and stuff. And then a couple days later, that's when it happened. But
Hmm.
like even on her deathbed, like my sister stayed the night with her on that Saturday night, and my sister talked to her like all night, and she's asking her like, oh, what am I supposed to do, and who am I supposed to call when I have a problem, because my sister would always go to my
Right.
mom and stuff. And my mom, like I said, saying like being able to say like one or two words, um just said, the Ghostbusters, which appropriately, like, who you gonna call? Um, and
That's
she's a
fucking
ghost now,
hilarious.
so but yeah, you just gotta call them up to wrangle her in, and then you can
At least she had a
talk.
good sense of humor through
Right,
it,
yeah,
right?
no, 100%. And yeah, so that day, that Wednesday that she passed
Hmm.
away 4 years ago, um, like I said, I was gonna have a shitty day at work. I was even like trying to plan on finding a sub for softball because I didn't think I was gonna get out of work in time. So
Hmm.
she gave me one last gift on dying on that day, so I didn't have to do that route. She saved me from a horrible day at work. She allowed me to play softball on that day. So I went and played. A couple of us went up to the bar after, um, to help me out and drink, and
Hmm.
we had a good time. So,
That's
um,
crazy,
you know,
dude.
4 years, man. It goes by pretty quick, and
Mm.
today it's just always weird, man. It's
Yeah, it's always just a
like my
weird, eerie day, you know.
yeah, my buddy the other day, his mom just passed away within the last like month. I was checking up on him
Hmm.
a couple days ago, and he was like, "This is just a feeling that I never thought I'd feel," and
Yeah,
that's
it's one of those like
pretty.
you can't. Um, my mom was super close to her mom, and once again, I never want to lose my mom, but she said that
Mhm.
that is like the when you lose your mom, that's the loneliest feeling ever.
Yeah,
And I was
and
like,
like
I don't. Mm,
my mom had lost a couple of siblings, and she's like, Michael, like I or Bobby or whatever my name is today. Um, she was like basically like, you know, um, it's one thing to lose your parents; it's a whole nother ballgame when you lose a sibling. So I hope hope to God that that doesn't happen anytime soon. But yeah, man, it's a little weird around here today. So um,
well,
yeah,
our thoughts
we'll see.
and our thoughts and love are always with each
I
other, and
appreciate it.
yeah.
I appreciate it. But yeah, maybe my dad and I will go to lunch or something or
Yeah, and
do.
reminisce or do something like bonding or
Yeah,
just talk about.
yeah.
Oh, do you remember when dude, the fucking um my mom and dad, they always have just goofy stories about, oh, do you remember when we were in our fucking 20s, or just doing some just
Mhm.
crazy goofy shit. And it's always good to especially in times like, well, I can't say times like that because I've never been in that situation, but to kind of reminisce on like better times, or just think, oh, do you remember when me and your mom fell in the kitchen, or just
Yeah.
something
Well,
goofy, keep it
it's
light.
funny because
Mm-hmm.
like all my friends, know this story as far as if you I would always give shit to my mom, right? Like I always give her shit about everything. That's why I
Yeah.
still joke around about her even after she's passed because like it just helps me, right?
Yeah.
It's like a coping mechanism, whatever. And so I always just make fun of her to this day. And when I would make fun of her in front of my friends, they were probably sick of hearing this, but she would always be like she almost gave she and I both almost died while she was giving birth to me because she lost a bunch of blood.
Mm-hmm.
And so she would always joke around. She's like, I almost died giving birth to you, and you treat me like this and all that stuff, and joke around like that. And so
Mm-hmm.
all my friends knew that that was the situation. So it just took 30 34 years later to actually happen. But anyway, enough about that. I'll get through today. It'll be good.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us at the Legends Clubhouse here on a weird Monday for me, and a horrible Monday for my betting career because I have to retire for a little bit. Um, and fuck the Cardinals, dude. God damn. I thought they won. If I was already sad today, you just made me even more sad. So thanks, Lawson. I appreciate you, and thanks for kicking me while I'm down. So,
Call me bad
you
news,
know,
bad news Turner, man. Just like Wade Barrick's gimmick when
yeah,
he get on the scissor with that big ass gavel.
yeah. I'm like, oh man, who should I pick for my team for Survivor next week? And
Bah,
you're like,
bah,
well, who'd you
bah.
pick this week? Cardinals. I'm sorry, Bobby. Well,
I've
I got
got
some
some
bad
bad news.
news. You fucking bad news, Lawson. Got bad news, Turner. Jesus Christ.
It's funny.
Anyway,
Mm,
we are live on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Have your breakfast with us. Grab a muffin. Grab a big breakfast. Fucking eggs, bacon, sausage, ham, pancakes. Leave the hash browns out because those are gross. Get yourself some toast, preferably white with some jelly. Um, and if you want a glass of chocolate milk to go with it, that's always soothing. Um, Go check us out. We're all obviously live on New Leaf News' YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Join us. If you can't join us in the morning, check us out on our show after it's posted on YouTube.
mm,
Speaking of New Leaf News, go to newleafnews.com/network. Both of them take you to the same great site, daily content, whether it's sports, entertainment, horoscopes, politics, you name it, we got it. Um, go check us out on our socials. Go follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, Blue Sky, Facebook at New Leaf News under all of them. Blue Sky's a little weird. It's got a little extension, so I'm sure if you type in Blue New Leaf News, you'll find it. And if you like podcasts, go under our pods and more section on the website. You'll see my latest episodes of my other podcast, my co-host Melvin Troy and I, 64-bit Legends. You can check us out on Instagram and X at 64-bit Legends. I am at Bobby Kaboose on those two platforms. That's at Lawson _1226. We're not going to celebrate his birthday today because we're in mourning today, and it's a death day. So, and hey, your birthday is a day after my mom's birthday, which was Christmas. So,
Are you serious?
just
Wow.
just keep fucking kicking me while I'm down,
That's
motherfucker. I appreciate it.
that's
I'm
fucking
trying
nuts.
not, I'm trying not to get super emotional here, and you're just, fucking like hitting my body with a shovel before you bury it. So thanks, Lawson. I appreciate you doing that.
My bad.
So, instead of getting him a gift this year, why don't you, he
Why don't you
might have
take a
Cash App,
gift?
or it might have Cash App or Venmo. Just start requesting a bunch of money from him.
One of my
Like, request a bunch of money and see how many times it declines you, or you might get lucky and he might accept. But anyway,
really
he's on those platforms as well. Lawson, if you want to take us out, make sure you plug